Inform, educate, and engage the general public on all things human genetics and genomics. That's the mission of Dr. Kenneth Ramos, who joins us here in studio this morning to talk a little bit more about the engagement of the overall general population. Thanks for your time this morning.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
Well, let's talk about why public engagement is so important when it comes to ASHG.
I think it's essential because it's essentially the means that the society has to reach out to the public in general and to become relevant to the questions and priorities that Americans have. And so that's what we're here to do. Educate in the space of genetics and genomics, make that science accessible to people in a way that it means something to them, and then be relevant to the questions and needs that they have.
Do you find it's a little bit of a struggle to make people understand why this is relevant to them?
In some ways it is, because science, as you know, it's always a challenge to communicate in, and literacy in the space of, scientific endeavors is not so high. But I think we've had tremendous impact, over the years. I think, direct-to-consumer genetics, I think, has totally changed the landscape, where people now understand DNA and have an appreciation for it. So I think capitalizing on that is going to be important for us to build a future.
What does public engagement look like for ASHG? What are some of your outreach methods?
We have multiple arms because, as you know, it has to be a diverse portfolio to be able to reach out to different, stakeholders. We have programs that we call, Discover Genetics, which basically are geared towards high school students, where we provide educational materials, videos, pamphlets, information. So we also have the DNA Day essay contest, which is very popular, is worldwide competition where schools, students from 9 to 12 actually write essays on particular questions. And it's a competition that I think brings the best out of people. And we then recruit those students into the society, which of course creates a pipeline for us. We also have programs that cater towards teachers, teacher education and engagement. And so in so doing, we actually cover a full spectrum of activities, not to mention the fact that, of course, we communicate with our members and get them involved in this process.
Well, speaking of the members, it sounds like you have a lot going on. I'm sure you could use some extra hands, extra bodies. How could members get involved with some volunteer opportunities if they wanted to?
That's a great question. Interactions, I think, are essential in building the network. So I think it's important for members to not only know about what we're doing, but also participate actively in those projects. What we expect is for our members to actually use their own networks of influence, to actually connect with other people, communicate the message in genetics and genomics, and then utilize the tools and resources that we have and make them accessible to the public.
And it's never been easier these days with social media.
Absolutely.
You're making it very easy for folks.
Absolutely.
So what kind of impact do you think that a strong public engagement campaign will have on the future of human genetics and genomics?
I think what it will do is allow human genetics and genomics to do its role really in medicine and in society by making the science accessible to people in a way that it means something to them, that it answers the questions that they have, and that it becomes a way for them to empower themselves to make better choices and better decisions down the road. So I think it is essential that the society continues its work, and that in so doing we help America, get better.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely.